Welcome to the Fantasy Football Profit Podcast, hosted by Craig Phillips and Jeff Torrey. Visit us at fantasyfootballprofit.com. And now your hosts, Craig and Jeff.
Welcome everyone to the Fantasy Football Profit Podcast. I'm Craig Phillips, joined as always by Jeff Torrey. And today we're talking our Mailbag show. It's always a good show every week to see what kind of questions we get. And hopefully we can help some people. Hopefully we give them the right advice. So we're going to start us off with a regular to the show, Bready Spaghetti. He's going to start us off. He says, here's a trade. He would get Derrick Henry. He would trade away Hollywood Brown, non-PPR. Gets Derrick Henry, trades away Hollywood Brown. He says he currently has Brown, CeeDee Lamb, Keenan Allen, Alan Lazard, Garrett Wilson, Romeo Doubs are his receivers. His running backs are Mixon, Jones, Dobbins, Kareem Hunt. I think you have to do that.
Yeah,
because you have to. You have to do it. I don't think there's any way. Like I can't find a reason to say no. Let's think about this for a second. I don't even care what your roster is. I think you always trade Hollywood Brown. You get Derrick Henry, especially because DeAndre Hopkins is coming back.
Yeah, and he has Keenan Allen as well, who will be coming back.
I think.
I think you would have to take Derrick Henry.
You have to.
My question for you after that is. Yeah. Do you look for another trade after that to even out kind of because he has a lot of good players, like the running back, he's going to be really stacked after that. Does he look for another trade then?
Maybe you go to, so you'd have, at that point, you'd have Henry and Mixon and Jones and Dobbins. And I personally might even try to go trade Jones.
I was actually thinking the same thing. He's still a name. You don't know what it's going to be. AJ Dillon is there. Yep. I like that one and try to go out and then get a wide receiver.
Another receiver. Yeah. I think you can make that work. I like it.
Derrick Henry is better. I love Hollywood, but yeah.
All right. Henry. M. Sanchez, he says, should I trade Jamar Chase for Jonathan Taylor? And I think I'm going to do that too, because I know that obviously he's hurt right now, currently. Yes. Jamar Chase hasn't been setting the world on fire this year at all. So I don't know. Maybe it could come to roster construction, what you have, but I think you do that trade and hope Jonathan Taylor is the guy who turns it around when he comes back. Because Chase had big game to start the year. After that, he's gone 54 yards, 29 yards and a touchdown, 81 yards and 50 yards. Yeah, give me Jonathan Taylor, and I hope he becomes Jonathan Taylor of last year, or at least a close version of that in my mind. So
yeah, I would agree with you.
Yep. So another Bready Spaghetti question. He says non-PPR. Are you trusting Keenan Allen if he were to play, or would you start Alan Lazard? If Keenan Allen is playing, I think I play him over Lazard personally.
I do too. I like that Lazard has done something since he came back, but I'm very hesitant on any wide receiver for Green Bay, and Keenan Allen he's pretty locked in as long as he's healthy. I like his opportunity a lot more.
Yep. All right. Heater sick. He said, I just lost Rashad Penny for the year, and Damian Harris might be going to IR. He says, I have Tony Pollard. I have Rashad White, and I have Eno Benjamin. Ooh. Yep. You're hurting. He says, should I trade away Devontae Adams and Tony Pollard for Zeke and Kenneth Walker? Ooh, man, that's tough. I
like the guy that is making that trade, because that means he's giving up Zeke and he's getting Pollard. He's hedging his bet on that one.
I don't think I would do this. This would be you're trying to fill a position that you're hurting at, but you're giving away your best asset to do it. And I think at this point you have Devontae, and that's like your piece on your team that can hopefully do really well for you. And you just try to waiver wire your way through the running back position, in my mind. That's what I would do.
Yeah, I would have a hard time unless you're going to get a guarantee guy. Like getting Zeke and Kenneth Walker, I get it. Like I like Ken Walker, but he's not a guaranteed thing. So that could go very, very sideways on you. So I agree with you saying you would have to get like a guaranteed running back for Devontae Adams. And even then, I don't know, like the wide receiver position is less likely to get hurt. So what if you trade for a guy and he gets banged up anyway? Mm-hmm. Even if you got a Jonathan Taylor and he's banged up for half the year, it's not going to save your team. So
Yeah.
I kind of agree with you. I'm wondering if there's any other trade assets you
They're
have on your team.
yeah, I would be curious to know that. I mean, your running back position is really rough right now. So
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not good. But injuries will do that to you.
all right, let's see here. We got Brother Coffee Bean. He says, "Yeah, I did 2 trades. What do you think of them?" All right, here's number 1. He traded away. I don't know how I feel about this. Only because one. He traded away Najee Harris and Chris Olave
Okay.
for DeAndre Hopkins and Cordero Patterson. So the Najee part of it is, I think it's good to trade. I think Najee is.
That didn't bother me. What you got
It's
back
Chris
for him.
Olave. I like Chris Olave. I like Chris Olave.
Okay, I like Chris Olave a lot as well. I don't like the Cordell Patterson part of it.
Yeah, because he's hurt and he's on IR right now. That's the word. If he was healthy, it'd be a different story.
And he also he's an older running back on a bad team, and last year he had great numbers starting off, and then he faded very, very quickly. I feel like that was more than likely probably going to happen again. Who was the other guy? Cordell Patterson and
DeAndre Hopkins.
And DeAndre Hopkins, which I get. If it was DeAndre Hopkins, no,
I don't know if I love it.
I don't like that one. Yeah,
but Cordell, but part of it is we for some reason aren't Cordell Patterson guys as much as he has those weeks, and we're like, we're wrong, but we'll see. He's hurt. I guess the good thing for Patterson, if you're looking at it, the guys who have stepped up in his place haven't done anything yet. So you would think when he comes back, he's going to be the guy, unless the one hiccup in that is Damian Williams, who is going to be coming back here, who hasn't had time yet. I don't know. As of right now, I feel like might have gave away too much. I just really like Chris Olave a lot too. So that's part of it.
I do too. I still feel, I mean, it all depends on what, your league looks like, but I can't imagine you couldn't get a little more for Najee, even though I totally agree. He is very expendable. Like you can trade him, but I was hoping for a little bit more.
Well, how about this second trade? Don't know how this happened. His second, it says, Mike Gesicki and Zach Moss for Kareem Hunt. That's awesome.
That's a great one. Yeah, absolutely.
I love that. I don't know how you pulled that up, but that's awesome. Great trade there.
Yeah.
All right. He says, then pick 2 running backs. Who are you going to start? JD McKissick, Cam Akers, Kareem Hunt. Or do you pick 1 running back and start Michael Thomas if he's playing? Yes.
Yeah.
It would be probably Hunt and Thomas for me, because Akers is getting more work, but he's just not good with it right now.
Yeah, there's plenty of work in Cleveland for Hunt. It's a little bit up and down, but I think he's the most talented back by far out of those 3. But yeah, I still think that he can get it done. And Chubb cannot handle that whole load by himself, as we've seen. Like Hunt is a little more in the passing game. And then if they get up, Hunt gets a lot of touches too. He's he's a good play. So I like that one a lot. And I would definitely do that. Yep. Obviously, Thomas.
All right, over on the Discord, quick, Wyland, he says, who are you starting this week if Jonathan Taylor does not play? J.K. Dobbins or Ken Walker?
Oh, right now I would go
I'm going to go Walker. I'm going Walker.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, no way. All right.
I mean, I love Dobbins too, but I'm going to go Walker. But that's just kind of a shot in the dark, I feel like, but I'm going Walker. All right, next is C. Russ. He says, 1 spot on the bench left. Who should I have? Brian Robinson or Rashad White? It's Brian Robinson for me.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that he will continue to get more and more playing time. And I could see him being the goal line back eventually on that team too, if he's technically not already.
Evan Smith says, Eno Benjamin or Antonio Gibson. Doesn't say what for this week, whenever. I'm just going to say Eno Benjamin for this week for me.
Yeah.
I'm done with Antonio Gibson completely.
I was going to say, I'm not overly confident in either one of them, but I'd rather take the upside.
Yeah, I just don't believe in Antonio Gibson at all. I think there's no upside. Now they're talking about him being our kick returner possibly.
And I mean, really, Brian Robinson coming back after that and immediately grabbing more carries. I was like, oh, he's in trouble.
Yep. All right, we got a couple more questions, but before we do that, Jeff, I just needed a quick little shout out to Manscaped for hooking us up. Great product. Right now, if you go use our promo code FFP at manscaped.com, you get 20% off and free shipping, all that great stuff. And I actually, to be honest, It's really well worth it, I would say. We got a few products, and I feel like they're pretty amazing, Jeff. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I'm not. I truly, I wouldn't lie to you guys. We're not getting paid enough for it. It actually is
we're not getting paid for it.
Yeah, not actually, we're getting paid at all. But actually, no, very, very solid products. As someone that takes care of himself anyway, the trimmers they sent us actually multiple of them. They're very, very good. They're very sturdy. The light on them is actually really wonderful. You can take into the shower. It's waterproof.
You know what? I love the light on there, man. I was surprised at that.
Too. It was actually hugely helpful. I didn't think that would be
thought about that. It was
great.
awesome.
Yeah,
it was cool.
Yeah. So that I really do, and it looks great too. You can, they have little holders and stuff. You can leave them out in the bathroom. It's not an eyesore. And on top of that, they actually sent a couple of other things that I really enjoyed. Give your little manhood a little lovely fragrance and a lovely hug. But
right. They sent us we got the crop reviver.
Yeah,
the crop preserver, the ball deodorant.
Yeah, so we're
no, seriously, it's awesome stuff. No, you're right. I have that sitting right on my counter right now, man. And that nice charger, it's wonderful. Yeah. So yeah, that's the performance package 4.0. Make sure you guys go hit up that. Use that promo code FFP. It's real simple. You get 20% off. You get free shipping. It's all great. They'll get it to you right away. It's awesome stuff. I'm sure Joe has some good stuff to talk about next week as well.
We'll definitely talk about it more.
Joe's probably been more. Stuff. I think Joe's been a little more adventurous with it. So.
I bet.
I got to find out. We'll see. Now, also, the performance package, they'll throw in a couple. Like I said, they'll throw in some boxers. They'll throw in a travel bag with you as well.
Actually, that was really nice. That was a nice touch. That is actually. I was surprised at how high quality all this stuff felt.
Oh, it is. I've heard Manscaped. Right? You hear Manscaped all the time.
All the time.
I'm sure it's fine. I was actually really impressed. Really, really impressed with their products, and you guys should go check that out for sure. Use that promo code FFP. All right, couple more questions here. I just got a couple more. Let's see, where'd they go? All right. He says, do you want Corey Davis or do you want Garrett Wilson from the Jets? And I'm going to go upside with Garrett Wilson for me.
I thought you were going to go Corey, and I was like,
no. It's Garrett Wilson. I'm going upside. I'm going upside for sure.
Yeah, I would take him as well. I know that he had one big game and then it's been a little disappointing, but I like his upside as well.
All right. Let's see here. Ryan Ellis, he says, I have Javonte who's out for the season. So do I trade Olave and ETN for Breece Hall? I can't do it. I think it's too much.
This is my thing. And I know a lot of people will disagree with us, but I'm still holding on to ETN. I still believe he is going to turn the corner. Am I alone? Am I the only one?
No, you're not, because the workload is going that way. It truly is. It is going more and more towards ETN. It really is. And I think we're going to get a big second half of the year. I mean, we're only in week 6, but I think you're going to have a big second half.
Second half fantasy. And we both like Olave a lot. So even though Breece Hall has outperformed what I thought he was going to do, and I'd really like him on my team, I think that you're giving up 2 for 1. I would hold on to ETN and Olave, knowing that those 2 young guys you hit on.
All right. Next up, we have Adrian. He says, I have Brian Robinson. Should I start him over Melvin Gordon? No, not yet. Maybe it could. I think it can trend that way eventually. Maybe. But the problem is I like Brian Robinson a lot. His team sucks. So, I mean,
and also
the Broncos do too in a way, but they run the ball. And he'll be, I feel more confident.
Yeah, Melvin Gordon will still get, for the short term, especially. Let's find out where Brian Robinson is going. I haven't seen anything to where I'm very, very excited about it. I'm just excited that he's playing ball right now. So as soon as I see he looks like a difference maker, maybe. But until then, I go with the guy that gives a little more safer carries, if you will.
Yep. And final question, we'll end this off. Let's see, who do we got here? I want to make sure. Colby says, do you trade Marquise Brown for Ken Walker? It depends on. It depends on roster.
You would really need a running back. Once again, I like Ken Walker, but who is actually going to be the better point scorer? Marquise is going to be safer.
it really depends on need. If Marquise Brown's like your third receiver, right, and you are hurting at running back and you've had injuries, do you think you do it? It really depends on how badly you need that.
I would
and
say
where
he's
Brown
probably
is.
he's probably more like wide receiver 2, maybe outperforming your wide receiver 1 right now. Wide receiver 2, and you and Ken would be, say, your second running back.
And we haven't seen, other than one run from Ken Walker, we haven't seen much from him yet. This is all speculative. We're all hoping he does this.
I am very hopeful about that one. This is exactly how I said it was going to play out, by the way. Exactly to the T. I'm saying this. Seattle's a little bit better than I thought, but NFL is a rough place. I still want to see a rookie do something.
But if people listen to us, they don't have to worry about that trade. They already have Marquise Brown on their team. They already have Ken Walker on their team. If they listen to you, and they started off with Saquon and Chubb,
and they probably have Ramondre Stevens on
their
team too.
They have Chubb. You have Chubb and Barkley early. You got Ramondre Stevenson. You're looking good now. You have Marquise Brown. You have Ken Walker. You're feeling good if you listen to all this preseason talk. So, but all right. Wish I had all those players on my teams.
You might have grabbed Russell Wilson late. I apologize for that.
Yeah,
one.
you might be. That one might have sucked.
One I was like, oh, I am off on that.
That one might have sucked. Yeah, that might be bad.
But whatever. You can go out and get a different QB. That wasn't a big deal.
True. But all right, that'll do it for the mailbag. We'll be back with the recap Sunday night. Talk to you guys then.